Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing an article that shows a prominent senator calling out the VA secretary. Yes, VBA, Veterans Benefit Administration, is in hot water again, and it is a controversial topic. And I've been hearing this from a lot of veterans. So today, I'm going to break it down for you and share some feedback. I talked to hundreds of veterans about third-party compensation and pension examiners, okay? And it's been a problem. It's a growing problem, and it doesn't seem like the VBA, Veterans Benefit Administration, or VA as a whole is taking this problem seriously. So a prominent senator has now called out the VA secretary. I'm going to share with you the article and go through it and provide some context and feedback for you. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. Ooh, she was calling them out. Okay. So this report from military.com, it states reports of mediocre disability exams by VA contractors prompt senators' demand for answers. Ooh, there's Senator Warren. All right. Now, leave a comment in the comment section if you went to a third-party CMP exam for LHI, Optimum, VS Services, or QTC, and let me know if you had a bad experience, okay? So let's go ahead and get into this report. It says a prominent Democrat senator is demanding the Department of Veterans Affairs review the quality of its privatized disability benefit exams after receiving what she described disturbing reports of inadequate and unprofessional treatment of veterans. Now, there's veterans that been on YouTube or in different chat rooms. We've already heard this. This is nothing new to us, okay? We have heard it, but now it has reached the level of the Senate, okay? And it states in a letter to VA Secretary Elizabeth Warren pushed for answers by May 14th. Now, she's going to get those answers by May 14th. Probably not. And if she does, are they going to be relevant? Are they going to do anything? Okay, that's key. All right. States multiple complaints she said she received about the quality of exams from exams both in her home state and across the country. Okay. This is nothing new. I've been hearing this for the past couple of years, okay? But now it seems as though it is getting worse. And it states, for example, constituents have reported to my office that contract examiners fail to review service treatment records of veterans prior to their appointments. All right, let's get into that, all right? Because how do veterans know that that CMP examiner didn't review their reports? Now, they could have told the veteran, no, I didn't review it. But this is how the veteran can confirm if they did, okay? So let me show you some here. This is a DBQ, okay? I just picked this one, but all DBQs have a section, evidence review, all right? Now, you've heard me say in the past, veterans need to keep everything that the VA sends them and that they send the VA, okay? If you have a CMP exam, you should have already submitted the FOIA Privacy Act request because sometimes it takes months to get. And when you do get it, the CMP exam should be in there. Okay, now, evidence review. What does it say? Evidence review, no records review, please identify the evidence review. What does it say right there? Service treatment records, okay? So let's just say the veteran is claiming a back condition due to treatment and diagnosis in service. And the veteran has a copy of their service treatment records because they've already submitted their FOIA request. Guess what? They already have it. Now, the examiner should come in here and put, they reviewed it. When you get that Nexus statement and CMP exam on CD, you're going to look in this section and in the Nexus statement, because if the examiner from the third-party contractor says no treatment or diagnosis noted or documented in the veteran service treatment records, now you know that CMP examiner, the third-party CMP examiner, did not review those records. Okay, that's huge. That's a nugget. Now, what can you do to help circumvent that? All right. If you have a copy of your service treatment records, take them with you. Now, don't take the whole stack, just take the ones that show treatment diagnosis and say, hey, doc, I don't know if you have access to my service treatment record for my back, but here are a couple of reports of documented treatment in service. Okay. Now, if they're a good CMP examiner, they should look at it. Again, if I was a CMP examiner, which I'm not, and you brought me 100 pages, I'm not looking at all that. If you brought me a couple of pages, oh, yeah, there's documented treatment. All right. Something as simple as that. Okay. So that's how you, the veteran, can confirm that that doctor did or did not look at those service treatment records. Now, back to this report. Okay. So she talked about reviewing those service treatment records before or prior to their appointment, shredded medical questionnaires instead of adding them to medical files as evidence, because VA policy doesn't allow examiners to add anything to veterans' medical reports, she wrote in the letter. All right. So I don't think that they should. I think they should send it to Janesville or somewhere VBA and let them upload it. Okay. Because what if that examiner uploads the incorrect DBQ? Now they just prolonged your claim. So if they send that DBQ back to the VA, they put another set of eyes on it. Oh, wait a minute. This goes in this veteran's file and this goes in that veteran's file. Okay. Because if it goes in the wrong file, now you got two veterans and both claims are going to go in a black hole. Okay. So I'm in agreement that they shouldn't be uploading anything. Let the VA put another set of eyes on that and they directed that information or evidence to the correct electronic claim folder. Okay. Says asked for a comment on a letter. VA spokesman told the department the department appreciates Warren's outreach and will respond to her directly. I would love to see those responses. Okay. Talks about the VA mission, but also check this out. It says whenever a veteran applies for benefits, our goal is to provide them with best experience possible and do everything in their power to get to yes. They're not talking to the people that's actually doing the work. If they did, they would get a different answer. Okay. Also, it says compensation and pension exams or CMP exams are key for veterans filing disability benefits claims to help determine whether the disability service connected. Okay. Yep. Well, we know that. All right. And then it talks about when Congress first allowed the VA to use contractors. Okay. Says while the goal of allowing contractors to do the exams was to alleviate the VA's workload and the disability claims backlog, the government watchdogs have flagged numerous issues with privatized exams over the years. And they list here the Inspector General report, Government Accountability Officer report, and other things. Okay. So again, this is nothing new to my ears. I've been hearing this and talking about it for the last couple of years. Okay. And a lot of veterans have been, stating this as well. It states, in addition to odd locations of exams and cavalier attitudes of examiners, Warren said constituents have told her the contracted exams take 30 to 45 days or longer to complete compared to about 10 days for exams conducted by VA doctors. Now, one thing, you still can request that your VA CMP exam be done at a VA medical center. Now, is it going to be done quicker? It could, but I've seen some exams from VA medical centers take the same amount of time. Okay, so it's not that it's going to get done sooner. I think it's going to depend on the office, the particular VA CMP office, and the workload of that particular location. How many doctors they have, how many appointments that they have scheduled. But veterans can request a CMP exam be completed at a VA medical center. Do not bank on it being faster. It could. I'm not saying that it couldn't. It could. All right, but don't be surprised if it doesn't. All right. Then it goes on to say, additionally, my office has heard numerous heartbreaking reports from veterans who describe the financial hardship and emotional pain and stress that they endured when they experienced a denial or slow moving appeal in cases where their exam was inadequate, she wrote, these veterans would have been spared such hardship if contract exams conducted correctly the first time. That is correct. Okay. Um, and I'm going to throw some ownership here on the veteran. Okay. Not too much, but you've heard me talk about make sure you ask the question what type of exam you're showing up for, what condition. Look at that DBQ. When that examiner asks you at the end, do you have any questions? Ask questions. Write them out before you even get there. Okay, just like you would in interview. Okay, you have to do that. Okay, it's important. You just have to do that. Okay, so I'm just going back through this report. I'll put this report, the link to it, in the description section. Okay, but I was trying to find something that I read here in this report that I wanted to point out. It was talking about the response, and I can't find it, so I'm not going to harp on it too much. But when you go back and look at it, this report, you'll see what I'm saying. But in there, the response to Senator Warren's, the spokesperson said they're completing these in record time because people are rushing through it. What that spokesperson failed to mention, DTA errors are through the roof on high-level reviews because they're completing these claims in record time. They're moving too fast. It takes time to get through some of these claims. Some of them are more complex than others. Some have way more evidence that needs to be reviewed than other claims. So you're talking about record time because you're raising the standards, the production quotas, and people are rushing so they don't get fired. And then when the veteran does a high-level review, what do you all find? When you talk to the decision review officer, you get a letter, guess what's in that letter? DTA error, DTA error. We've talked about that, and I've done a video on it, DTA error. The reason why there's so many DTA errors, so if you go back and look at the video that I did, they're rushing through these claims. Record time, okay? Of course you're going to have errors, period, because you're going through it too fast, all right? Now, go back and look at this report, and this is something I haven't told veterans to do. You might want to contact your senator and say, hey, these are some problems I've had at my third-party C&P exam. Senator Warren did a report on it. So they can start talking about this at the federal level, a lot higher than the VA secretary, okay? So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.